Hey, it's Jocelyn here with Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood, and I am looking forward to continuing some of my thoughts and mindset tricks that I learned losing the baby weight. Last week we kind of talked a little bit about those small victories and how you need to celebrate those. And if you want more details into that, I encourage you to go to the previous episode before the pregnancy one about how to stay motivated. Those small victories actually will add up and really significantly help you in this journey. I know that it's hard because I have been there. I have felt stuck, like I just couldn't lose weight. I wasn't one of those people that had a good enough metabolism. And I was just supposed to be a mom that was bigger. But that's not what I wanted deep inside. And so I kept trying, and through years of trying, I eventually found things that worked. And that is what this little series is. It is sharing what has worked. So let's jump into today in the art of feeling full. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. Have you ever heard the rule, don't go to the store when you're hungry? Well, maybe it's not a rule, but it's a thought. Don't go to the store when you're hungry. And as a mom, you probably especially don't want to go to the store when your kids are hungry. If you go to the store when you're hungry, oftentimes everything sounds good and you want to put it all in your cart. Ironically, a similar thought can work with feeling full. If you feel full, you have less room for the stuff that is not as good to eat. So if you feel full when you go to the store, it's a lot easier to keep on track with your list and buy what's on your list. But if you're hungry, all of a sudden the Oreos and the Doritos and the Sun Chips and the Lunchables and the microwavable frozen meals all look amazing. And sometimes some of these just get into your cart. They just hop in. But if you go to the store when you're not hungry, it's a lot easier to stick to the list. So if you fill up your body first with good food, it's a lot easier to eat less of the quote-unquote bad food, which it's not really bad food. It's just not very good for your body. So that has been one of my things, and I've called it the art of feeling full because it really is an art. It is so much easier to go to those ready-to-eat sweet treats and packaged meals that just are out and there. It's a little bit harder to probably make you up something or to pull out the leftovers from the night before when that treat is just sitting there on the table or the island. So here's kind of an example of that. We had some banana bars on the island and they looked really good, and it was around lunchtime and I was feeling fairly hungry. But one of my rules, I actually don't go by rules because rules feel restricting. I go by guidelines. One of my guidelines is to fill up on the good food first, and then I could have the treat. So that's what I did. I filled up on my lunch that was more healthy and more wholesome and better for my body and more of the direction I wanted to go. And then I would allow myself a little bit of the banana bar. But if you feel full, it's not quite as appealing. I mean, you'll still want it because your mind and your body have been trained to know that that tastes good and that you really want that dopamine hit. But then you can even get farther to where you don't need it as often. And this January, I have actually been trying that. I have been going without processed sugar and treats, and I feel so much better. And you'll get to that point where you just realize you feel so much better when you don't eat it. But today's tip is the art of feeling full. So that's the first tip, is to eat the good food first before you have a sweet treat or dessert. Good food being like a healthier meal, leftovers, salad, something that's more aligned with how you want to eat and that will help you in the weight loss. Okay, the same thing. This is the second tip, but it's kind of similar to the first. You'll kind of find that all of these tips do go together and they work together fairly good. But this is also to eat before you go to parties or before you go to dinners. Oftentimes at dinners, they might not have the foods that you eat, or if they do, they may not have a lot of them because the main course, let's say, is full of gluten. So maybe you decided to go gluten-free, and you know the dinner that's going to be at your mom's this weekend has pasta in it. So eat before you come. That will help you to not feel so ravenous and hungry and jealous when everybody else is eating that delicious spaghetti and you feel like you're left out. If you feel full before you go, it won't be as tempting and it won't be as so hard for you to say no. These things take planning and they take remembering, but I know you can do this because it's these little things day after day that set you up for success in actually losing that baby weight and it coming off. It is planning ahead. It is avoiding those processed things and trying to eat whole foods and maintaining it. So those are the first two tips. And then the last tip is to use water to help you feel full. Drink water before you eat. And you'll be amazed at how much water can help you feel full. It can help fill in those cracks when you're just like, oh my goodness, I just want all the things and I'm trying really hard not to have all the things. This is tough. With your meal and before especially, drink water. As you drink water, this will help you feel full. For me, I actually had to feel like I was feeling full more often so that I didn't feel like I was limiting myself. I really hated the idea. It was kind of triggering to think of the idea of not being able to ever have sugar again or not ever being able to have gluten again. Those ideas were really hard for me to think and kind of put me in scarcity and fearful modes. And then I would kind of go crazy when I felt that way on the pastas and sugars. But I don't want you to get stuck in that rut like I did. So that's why I am trying to fill you with good tips and tricks to help you in this weight loss endeavor and with your desires to just be healthier, to just simply be healthier because you feel better when you're healthier. And when you feel better, it's a lot easier to act better. Anyways, I will sum up those points. The first one was to fill up on the good food first before you have one of those treats or baked goods. The next tip was also to fill up before you go to tempting parties where you might be tempted to kind of stray off of your guidelines. If you feel full, it will be a lot easier to stay on your guidelines. And the third tip was to use water. Use water to help you feel full. Water is amazing. I should probably do a whole episode on water because water can really help and is so good for you in so many ways. Anyway, those are the 3 tips for today with the bonus 4th of don't go shopping when you're hungry. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope that you are loving motherhood and that you are finding the things that fill you up and make you happy and bring love into your life because we all need more love. We all need to feel more love. And I think that we even need to feel more love for ourselves. Next time you walk in front of that mirror, look at you, and say, I love you. And I really want you to do this. It makes a difference to begin feeling love for yourself. It makes a difference for you, and it makes a difference for your motherhood. Thank you for listening. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.